Every week, we like to take you inside some of the communities that make up the fascinating mosaic of life here in the Holy Land. Our reporter Shelby Weiner is joining me now to tell me where she was this week.
Well, this week we went to the north of Israel, to Haifa, where we visited the Ahmadiyyan community. Now, the Ahmadiyyans are a branch of Islam, but they have a very special message that makes them a unique community. So we went to meet them on Friday for their Friday prayers. Check out the report.
Let's take a look.
The Ahmadiyyans are a small Islamic group founded in India nearly 1,000 years ago. Today, the faith has a small community of 3,000 here in the Holy Land, with their headquarters in Kababir, a suburb of Haifa on Mount Carmel. Their religion is Islam. However, they practice their beliefs in a different light.
Prophet Muhammad is our prophet. The Quran is our holy book. And I said that the founder did not come with a new religion or a new faith. He just came to fix the interpretations in religions, the interpretations that made religions today to be a source of violent, killing, hatred, instead of being a source of love.
Mirza Ghulam Ahmed established the belief in 1889. Ahmadiyyans believe he was chosen by the divine to be the world's reformer by preaching messages of love and unity.
That promised one has come. He said that I am not only the Mahdi for Muslims, I am also the promised Messiah for the Jews. I am the Mashiach. I am Jesus Christ. I am the Krishna or Buddha or Zardasht or Confucius, those figures which are foretold in all religions that they will come in the future. He said, I am that person, and I represent all these reformers.
While the Ahmadiyyan religion is fairly new, it focuses on Islam's beginning. Believers say Islam today has evolved far from what the Prophet Muhammad practiced in ancient times.
Ahmadiyya actually is the true Islam. So when God saw that, He sent the reformer, the Mahdi, in Islam, to bring Muslims to the true religion.
Our mission is not to separate. Our mission is to unite. This is the true Islamic thing. That's the foundation of Islam. That's the teaching that Prophet Muhammad came with. I think that's what we are, going to do, and we're doing now, is to go back to the roots of Islam and bring it today.
While they are Muslim, their message does not only focus on Islam. Ahmadiyyans say all the Abrahamic faiths have strayed far from their initial teachings.
And I think it got to the extreme point today that the way we interpret God's words, I think, create a clash and a problem between the same people who believe in the same holy book and the same prophet. I think, look what happened to us all. In Judaism, we have one Moses, one Old Testament, they're divided. Christians, the same thing. We have one Jesus, one Bible, more divided. Also with Muslims, the same thing. And the question, what was the mission of the prophets? To divide or to unite?
Far from the mainstream, these peace-loving Muslims represent hope for the future, that one day children of all faiths can worship together in harmony.
Shelby is still here in the studio with me. Shelby, first of all, great piece. The first question that comes to my mind is, how big is this community here in Israel and around the world, and how do they get along with the other Muslims?
So the statistics are a bit confusing. We've got estimates of 10 to 20 million worldwide in over 200 countries. But many places, especially in the Middle East, don't accept this sect of Islam, and because of that, it makes defining the number very hard because people have to keep it secret. And a good example of that is in Pakistan, which it's practically illegal to be an Ahmadiyyan there. You can't worship openly as an Ahmadiyyan, but at the same time, it's estimated to have one of the world's largest populations with 4 million Ahmadiyyans there. So it shows you how complicated it is, but even further from that, this is a minority sect of Muslim, and it represents 1% of the Muslim population in the world. So it's a very, very small group within inside a large religion.
They have fears about being persecuted too. It sounds like if they can't openly family worship. Tell me a little bit more about their rituals.
So the rituals are the same as the rest of Islam because Ahmadiyyans are still Muslims. And so because of that, they fall under the same umbrella of rituals. They pray 5 times a day. They keep Ramadan. They have the holy mission to make Hajj. So the rituals are very much the same as traditional Islam. The difference is their approach to reading text and how to interpret things.
Right, and a little bit more on the origins of this. When did they actually break off from mainstream Islam?
It was founded in Punjab, India at the end of the 19th century.
Wow, so very late.
Yeah, and the movement only officially started because the creator, Mirza Ghulam Ahmed, officially accepted allegiance from his supporters. So he had a bit of a following going on as he was talking about this vision of bringing peace back to the world before the end of time. And once his followers kind of really grouped around him and accepted it is when it took on its final state. And from there, the message started spreading around the world, and it's how we ended up with a community here in Haifa, which is now the headquarters of Ahmadiyyans in the Middle East. So,
and when did they start to come to the Holy Land, the community here?
Very shortly after it was founded. So towards the end of the 19th century, people began spreading the word of the new Ahmadiyyan faith, and it came and it settled in Haifa and blossomed from there. And it's still a very quickly spreading religion with a lot of conversions happening still.
Right, it's fascinating, because it came on the scene in the world of Islam very late. I mean, Islam, right, appeared on the world stage in the 7th century, so this is, more than 1,000 years later. And then to think the numbers are 10 million, that's actually a lot.
Yep,
when you think, Jews in the world, there's only, 14 million? So
they're very quickly multiplying, and I think part of it is how they approach teaching their younger generation. It's very important, and while we were visiting them in Haifa, it was something that I was really struck by, is they have so many education programs for kids and for teenagers and for women and for men, all of these different group activities to try and keep the community very strong and to get that atmosphere, which helps when you're taking in large numbers of people.
And very quickly, I assume they have a good relationship with Israelis, this community.
Yes, it's very cohesive in their village in Haifa.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Shelby. We're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We have so much more coming up for you on the Holy Land Uncovered.